Dear students, today we shall look at the next topic in Module 5, that is about pointers. So let us begin with what is pointer. Pointer is basically a variable which holds the address of another variable or a memory location of the same type. We know that basically a variable is used in the program to store a value, but a pointer is a variable, it's a special type of variable which is not holding the value, instead it is holding the address of another variable of the same data type. Here basically in pointers we make use of two operators, that is asterisk and ampersand. Asterisk is basically used to define the pointer variable, and also it is used to dereference the pointer. So dereferencing a pointer basically means to use the value of the pointer. If you want to get the value of a pointer, we make use of the asterisk, and the ampersand is basically used to take address of a variable. If you want to get the address of a variable, we can make use of ampersand operator. So now let us see how to declare a pointer. To declare a pointer, there is syntax that we need to follow here. The syntax is very simple. The pointer declaration syntax is similar to variable declaration syntax, but we have to take one extra operator, that is asterisk. So this dereference operator we need to use in the pointer declaration. The syntax is like this. It will begin with the data type, followed by asterisk operator, that is star operator, then pointer variable name, ends with semicolon. If you look at this particular syntax, it is similar to the variable declaration except this asterisk. Here the data type is basically specifying the type of the pointer. It can be either integer, character, float, double, long, etc. So this data type is followed by asterisk, star operator, then name of the pointer variable. Here variable can be any valid identifier can be used here. For example, uh, here we have taken data type as int, followed by asterisk, that is a star, then ptr. So this statement is basically declaring a pointer variable ptr of the type integer. So this pointer variable can store address of an integer typed variable. In the next statement we can see the data type is float and the pointer variable name is pf. So this star indicates pf is the pointer variable. So this statement basically declaring a new pointer variable pf of the type float. It means so this pointer variable can store address of a floating point variable. The third example here is the data type is char and the pointer variable name is chptr. So again this star or asterisk makes chptr as a pointer. So this pointer variable can hold or store address of a character typed variable. It means pointer is a variable which can store the address of another variable of the same type. It means, for example, in the pointer variable ptr we can store only address of integer type variable. Here we cannot store address of any other type variable like floating point. So that will be an error. One thing we have to remember, pointer will be holding the address of a variable of the similar data type. The data type of the variable whose address you want to store into the pointer must be same as the data type of the pointer. Now let us move on to the next thing here, that is initialization of pointer. So initialization of pointer is basically assigning a value to the pointer. Pointer is basically holding the address of a variable, hence we are supposed to assign address of a variable to pointer. So that is called as initialization of a pointer variable. So the pointer initialization can be done in two ways. So let us see how we can do that. Let us look at the syntax of pointer initialization over here. So the first way of initializing pointer is that is the declaration statement itself. We can do the initialization. Like The declaration, pointer declaration begins with a data type followed by asterisk or star operator, then pointer variable name is equal to, we can take address of the variable. To get the address of a variable, we make use of an operator that is called as ampersand. The ampersand operator basically getting the address of the variable that is being assigned to the pointer variable. So this is one way of initializing pointer. It means in the declaration of the pointer itself we can do the initialization, or addressing, that is assigning address of a variable can be done in the declaration statement itself. And another way of initializing pointer is, so in the first line what we do is we declare or create a pointer variable using the syntax data type followed by star, then pointer variable semicolon. In the second line we take the pointer variable name is equal to address of the variable. Ampersand is basically extracting address of the variable. Address of variable is assigned to the pointer variable. So here initialization of pointer is done in the second line. The first line is basically declaring pointer variable. In the second line we are storing address of a variable into the pointer. Now let us look at one example. So here the first line is basically declaring an integer type variable called x, so that is int x. In the second line you are declaring a pointer. So the syntax is data type, the data type will be int here followed by star, so that is asterisk, then pointer variable name. In this example the pointer variable name is p, so that is equal to, we have taken ampersand of x, that is address of x. So x is the variable and the address of the variable x will be stored into the pointer p. Or even it can be done like this, int star p, basically declaring a pointer p, and the comma x is declaring the variable integer type variable x here, and we can assign address of x, variable x, to the pointer p by this, that is p is equal to ampersand x, that is address of x will be stored into the pointer p. It means initialization of pointer can be done like this. Now let us move to the next one, accessing variables through pointers. Here with the help of asterisk or a dereferencing operator, we can get the value stored at the memory location. That is, if a pointer ptr is pointing to variable, say for example I, then its value can be accessed using star ptr. So star is the asterisk, it is used as a dereferencing for a pointer. So it is called as a dereferencing a pointer. That is, the value of variable I to pointer can be accessed using star ptr. Okay, here star is acting as a dereferencing operator. Now let us take one example here. So int I, so this statement is declaring an integer type variable I. The second statement is declaring a pointer variable ptr. The data type is int followed by star ptr. So this statement will make ptr as a pointer variable. So in the next line we are initializing variable I. I is initialized to 4. The variable I is initialized to value 4. So 4 will be stored into the memory location that is associated with variable I. Now the next statement is ptr is equal to ampersand I. We know that ampersand of I is basically taking address of the variable I. So actually I is the variable, so that is initialized to 4. It means 4 will be stored in a memory location, and memory location is having a address, and name given to that memory location will be I. So here ampersand of I is basically assigning address of the variable I to the pointer variable ptr. Now using a dereferencing operator star, we can extract the value of the variable I through pointer ptr. So now let us see how to do that. In the next line we got the star ptr is equal to star ptr plus 1. So this asterisk ptr is basically extracting the value of the variable I using ptr. So ptr is a pointer which is holding address of variable I, and star, that is the dereferencing operator or asterisk, is basically accessing value stored at the address. ptr is holding address of variable I, star ptr is basically extracting value stored at the address. It means the value of I will be extracted from star ptr. The value of I is stored in a memory location at the address pointed by the pointer ptr will be 4 here. So star ptr is basically giving us the value of variable I which is stored in the memory location, that is 4. After that we got the plus 1. So we get value as 4 plus 1, that is 5. So the value 5 will be assigned to pointer. Okay. So this statement basically what it does is it will store the result into the memory at the address stored in ptr. Okay, the same memory location value will be updated here. So earlier it was storing in the memory location. We had a value 4, and we could extract that value from star ptr, which is incremented by 1, and it will be stored back into the same memory location. It means that memory location is stored with a new value, that is 5. Now let us take a simple program to demonstrate the use of pointers. So in this particular program will begin with hash include stdio.h. Then we have got a main function. So it is basically taken as void main. So main function is not returning any value because its return type is void. So the main function will begin here, it is going to end here. Now inside the main function we are declaring pointers and some variables. Let us see how to do that. So this statement basically int var is equal to 50. So int is the data type, variable name is var, that is initialized to 50, comma star ptr. So this particular statement is creating one ordinary integer variable with the name var, that is initialized to an integer value 50, and also it is creating a pointer variable ptr. So this star or asterisk used with ptr indicates that ptr is a pointer. Now once we declare a integer type variable like var and initialized to 50, now let us see how this is stored in the memory. So basically the value of var will be stored in the memory like this, and 1001 will be the address of the memory location. So we can take this as a memory location, and every memory location is assigned with the address by the system. Let us assume that address of this particular memory location is 1001. In fact, we cannot create the address of the memory location because that will be assigned by the system itself. But for our understanding, let us take the address of this particular memory location is 1001, and the value stored here is 50. So that is var equal to 50 means the value 50 will be stored in the memory location whose address is 1001, and name given to this memory location is var. So that is var is the variable name which is given to the memory location, and the address of the memory location is 1001, and the value stored at the memory location is 50. Now let us move on to the pointer variable. Pointer is also a variable, but it is a special type of variable which can store address of another integer type variable. Okay, so a ptr is a pointer, and it is also having its own memory location, and each memory location will be having a different address. So ptr having a memory location with address of 2047. 2047 will be the address of pointer variable ptr. 1001 will be the address of the normal integer variable var. Now let us move on to the next statement here. The next statement is ptr is equal to ampersand var. Ampersand basically is an operator used to extract address of a variable. Here it is basically indicating address of the integer variable var will be assigned to ptr. So what is the address of variable var? So var is here. So that is referencing this particular mem location, and address of this mem location is 1001. That is the address of the variable var will be 1001. So ampersand var will be extracting address of the variable var, that is 1001, which is assigned to ptr. Now ptr is holding address of the integer type variable var, so that is 1001. So that is what it is shown here. The value of ptr is 1001. What is 1001? 1001 is address of the variable var, address of a memory location which is referenced by the variable var, and address of ptr is 2047. The value of ptr is address of var, but address of ptr is 2047. Now the next statement is printf. Here what we do is the content in var is, we have taken a placeholder with a type specifier as a percentage because we want to print integer type the value here, comma, we have taken variable as var. The value of the variable var will be substituted here and it is printing the output as the content in var is 50. Because the value of the var is 50, it will be substituted over here and the statement will become like the content in var is 50. So this is the output we got here. Now let us move on to the next statement. Next again we got a printf. This time the content in var by using dereferencing pointer. We want to display the value of the variable var, but this time using pointer variable. Now let us see how to extract value of a variable var using the pointer variable. Here we can make use of dereferencing operator asterisk. So that is nothing but star. So again we have taken a placeholder, so slash and a new line, comma. So to extract the value stored from the memory location or through pointer, we make use of star ptr. So star ptr basically extracting value stored at the memory address. So ptr is holding what? ptr is holding a value 1001. What is 1001? 1001 is not any ordinary integer value. It is basically address of the variable var. 1001 will be the address of variable var. So that is stored into pointer variable ptr. Okay. So star ptr basically extracting value stored at the address 1001. What is 1001? It is address of the memory location. We come here and value stored at this memory location is 50. So star ptr is going to extract the value 50 from the memory location whose address is 1001. So that is assigned to the pointer variable ptr. So ptr is holding value 1001, which is address of variable var, and value stored at this address is 50. So star ptr is going to give us 50. So that is nothing but the value of the variable var. This time we are able to access it through pointer variable. So the output we get here is the content in var by using dereferencing pointer is 50. It is the same value. Now the content of ptr is, so let us try to display the content of ptr. What ptr is holding? The value of ptr is 1001. So that is the address of another integer variable var. So the content of ptr is we call it as 1001. So this value we are able to display. Now let us display the address of var using ampersand operator. The address of var is, here we take ampersand of var. Here also you should get the same address, that is 1001. Now let us move to the next topic, that is pointers and arrays. Here we'll understand how pointers can be used with arrays. So before that, we should understand about arrays thoroughly. Let us recall array declaration that we already learned in the previous modules. Let us take one example here. So in this example, we are declaring an integer type array with size 4 here. The data type is int followed by array name, and within the square brackets we mention array size. So this statement is declaring an integer type array whose size is 4. In this array we can store maximum 4 elements. Okay, so this array can be graphically represented in this way. If the elements stored in the array are 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50, and it will be stored like this. And we know that array, so these are called as array locations, and array locations are assigned with integer array that is called as array index, and array index will be starting from 0. For the first element, the array index is 0, and this element can be accessed using array name. Within the brackets we can specify the index, that is array of 0, that is the element of the array at index 0 is what 10. So that is the first element of the array. Similarly, array of 1 is basically what? That is the second element of the array, that is the array element which is stored at index 1. So this is at index 2, index 3 and so on. So these are the array indexes. Using that we can access the array elements or array locations. So within the array there is something called base address. What is base address? Base address is basically starting address of the array. That is, address of the first element of the array is called as base address. In the memory location, array is assigned with some base address, that is the starting address. Okay, so for example, we can take for this particular array declaration the base address as 1000. What is the base address? Starting address of the array within the memory, that is called as base address. So the base address is taken as 1000. So that is nothing but address of the first element. What is the address of the first element? It will be 1000. So the first element is array of 0, where actually the element stored is 10, and address of this particular array element will be 1000, that is taken as starting address of the array or base address of the array. And if you know the base address of the array, you can easily calculate address of the remaining elements of the array. How to do that? Here, for example, in this particular diagram, we can see address of the next element is 1004. How we got the value of the second element as 1004. So basically, we can calculate the address of array's next element as base address plus size of the data type. Here the size of the data type is basically 4 bytes. The data type we have taken for the array is int here. The size of integer type basically depends on the operating system of the system architecture we are using. Let us assume the size of integer as 4 bytes. If you assume the size of integer as 4 bytes, then we can calculate the address of the next array element as base address plus size of the data type. So we can see in the diagram the size of the integer type, let us take it as 4 bytes, and base address is 1000. It will be 1000 plus size of int, that is 4. So we got address of the next array element as 1004. And what will be the address of array's third element? It will be basically we can take it as base address plus array index into size of the data type. Okay, what is the array index for third element? Array index will be 2 here. It is the formula is base address plus array index into size of the data type. The base address is 1000, array index is 2, size of integer, let us take it as 4 bytes. So what is the value got here? 4 into 2 is 8, 1000 plus 8, we got it as 1008. What is the address of fourth element of the array? Where actually the 40 is stored. Again the same formula we need to apply. Base address of the array plus array index into size of the integer type. It will be 1012. So similarly the address of the last element is 1016. It means the name of the array ARR, by default it is holding a reference into the first element of the array. If I take the array name ARR, by default at the beginning it is pointing to first element of the array, that is array of 0. That is array is equal to, it is the address of array of 0. That is the array name ARR, by default it is pointing to address of the first element. That is array is equal to, it is address of first element. What is the first element? This array of 0. And how to take the address here? We need to make use of ampersand followed by array of 0. What is the address of array of 0? Address of array of 0 is 1000. So by default ARR is pointing to base address, that is address of the first element. Here a value in the address, that is ampersand array of 0, is array of 0. That is a value stored at the address, that is ampersand array of 0. That is address of array of 0 is 1000 and value stored at this address is 10. So that is nothing but array of 0. Array of 0 is what? 10, which is equal to value stored at the address 1000. And we know that value stored at the address can be obtained with the help of dereferencing operator, that is asterisk or star. That is value stored in the address ARR is star AR. ARR by default it is holding the address of the first element 1000, and star ARR basically gives us value stored at the memory address 1000, it will be 10, that is same as array of 0. It means array of 0 is equivalent to star ARR. ARR is holding address 1000. Star ARR means basically value stored at the address 1000 will be 10. It is same as array's first element, which can be accessed using index like this, that is array of 0. Let us take a few more examples. That is address of array's second element, that is ampersand array of 1. 1 is the array index, that is the index of the second element, is equivalent to ARR, that is array name. Array name is basically pointing to what? It is pointing to starting address of the array, base address of the array. In the previous example it was 1000. And what is array plus 1? Here incrementing array by 1. Here it won't increment array by 1, in fact it will be incremented by 4. How it is incremented by 4? Because here array is pointing to 1000. If you increment array by 1, it will point to the next memory location. What is the address of next memory location? 1004. That is array, that is ARR plus 1 is equal to 1004. If I take ARR plus 2, it will go to the third memory location of the array, that is 1008. It means address of ARR1 is equivalent to ARR plus 1. ARR is pointing to base address of the array plus 1. So from this we will get the address of the second element, that is equivalent to ampersand array of 1. And the value, that is ARR of 1, is basically giving us value stored at the index 1, that is second element of the array, is equivalent to, so we will get the value stored at the address using dereferencing operator or asterisk. So that is what we take star ARR plus 1. ARR plus 1 is pointing to second memory location of the array, that is 1004, and value stored at 1004 is 20 here. The value stored at 1004 is 20. Similarly, ampersand array of 2 is basically address of third array element whose index is 2 is equivalent to array which is pointing to base address plus 2, and its value array of 2 is equivalent to star array of 2. So in general, address of ith array element is equivalent to ARR, that is array name plus I, and the value array of I is equivalent to star ARR plus I. It means the syntax for accessing array elements using pointer is star array name plus position or index, star array name plus position. It is not index, it is basically position. It means the address of the array element AFI can be obtained by using either ampersand AFI. Ampersand is basically address of operator. It is going to give us address of the ith element of the array, that is AFI, or else we can take it as A plus I, or even it can be taken as I plus A. And the value stored at the array or value stored at the array's address can be obtained using the star here, that is ampersand of AFI is basically giving us value of the array element AFI, and if you add star here, so ampersand is basically giving us address of the variable, address of the memory location AFI, and star of AFI basically giving us value. So this is equivalent to, we can take it as I plus A star or A plus I star. So all these are equivalent. Now let us take a simple program to demonstrate the use of array using pointer. So we'll begin with hash include std io.h, then we have the main function, then inside the main function we have got variable declaration statement. So this statement is basically declaring or creating an array with the name ARR having size of 50. This array is having size of 50, and I is a normal integer variable. So whenever an array is declared like this, so in the memory location, so there will be 5 memory locations reserved. Let us assume that size of integer type is 4 bytes for 32-bit operating systems. Okay, and base address of the array is basically 1000. The address of second element will be base address plus r index into size of the integer type. It will be 1004. Similarly, third element address is 1008, 1012, and last address is 1016. Now let us enter the array elements. Printf enter the element. So this is the message displayed on the screen here. And we are supposed to enter the array elements. We take a for loop and we'll begin with I equal to 0, and the condition is I less than 5, I plus plus. So why should begin with I equal to 0? Because the array index will start from 0 and the last index always is less than 5. So the condition is I less than 5 and I plus plus or plus plus I. Here we can read the element using scanner at the location array of plus I. Here we are basically making use of array name plus and its index value. For example, we will begin with I is equal to 0, 0 is less than 5, condition is true, and the scanf is executing. So in this scanf, what we do is we read the element which is stored at array plus I. So what is array plus I? Let us understand. If you enter the element as 10 here, first element as 10, let us see how where it will be stored. So the array name by default is pointing to where? It is pointing to base address of the array. So here the element that we read, that is 10, the element that we have entered, that is 10, will be stored at array of plus I. What is array of plus I? I is 0. Array, it is pointing to base address, that is 1000. 1000 plus 0 is 1000 only. So the element we have entered 10 will be stored at address 1000 itself. And after that we go for plus plus I, where I gets incremented by 1. After incrementing I by 1, it became 1 here. Check the condition 1 less than 5 true. Again the scanf is going to be executed second time. And here it will read an integer value. Suppose that if you enter 20, let us see where it will be stored. It will be stored at array of I. So what is array? Array is 1000 plus what is I? I is 1. It will be like 1000 plus 1. So what is the value get here? The value is not 1001. It will be the address of next memory location. It will be 1004. The second value that we read or entered will be stored at the second memory location. So address is 1004, that is 20. So similarly, the remaining elements will be read and stored into the array using this particular syntax, that is array name plus I. So similarly, let us display the array elements using pointer. Again, we take a for loop, start from I to 0, I less than 5 plus plus I. We take a printf, it is going to be executed 5 times. So here we extract the array element using this star operator or asterisk operator. Array plus I is basically giving us the address of the memory locations, array's memory location, and this dereferencing operator is basically giving us values stored at the array's memory location. We will begin with I equal to 0. Since the condition is true, we have entered here and executing printf. So it will be like array plus I, that is 0, array plus 0. Here array name by default it is pointing to 1000, 1000 plus 0 is 0. It is here. And so this statement will become 1000, and star is basically extracting value stored at the address 1000. The value stored at the memory address 1000 is 10. So 10 will be substituted here and we got output as 10. After that I gets incremented by 1. I will become 1 here. 1 less than 5 condition is true, and we come here and execute printf second time. Here we will take it as array plus I, that is 1. Array plus 1 basically pointing to the next memory location of the array. Here the next memory location is this one, whose address is 1004. Okay, and star basically extracting value stored at the address 1004, that is 20. So like this the remaining elements of the array will be displayed.